Hello student, myself Kinjal Mistry. I am lecturer in Computer Department of VPMP Polytechnic. Welcome to online video session of VB.NET Programming. In this video lecture, we learn looping in VB.NET Programming Language. And my chapter name is Introduction to Microsoft.NET Framework and VB.NET. In this video lecture, we learn following topic. First, we learn looping statement. Then, we discuss difference between entry and an exit control loop. Then, we discuss while and while loop. Then, we learn do while loop. Then, we learn do until loop. Then, we learn do loop while. Then, we learn do loop until. Then, we learn for next loop. And last, we discuss for each next loop. Now first, what is looping statement? A looping statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements in multiple times. There are two types of loop. First, entry control loop, and second, exit control loop. Now, entry control loop, example like while and while loop, do while loop, do until loop, for next loop. And example of exit control loop is do loop while, do loop until. Now discuss difference between entry and exit control loop. Now what is entry control loop? So it is also called pre-test loop. Then what is exit control loop? So it is also called post-test loop. And second point, in entry control loop, the conditions are tested before the start of the loop run. If the conditions are false, then loop will not be executed. In exit control loop, the conditions are tested at the end of the body of the loop, and thereafter the body is executed unconditionally for the first time. Now the example of entry control loop like while and while, do while loop, do until loop, and for next. And the example of exit control loop is do loop while and do loop until. This is the flow chart of entry control loop and exit control loop. In entry control loop, first condition is checked. Condition is true, then the body of the loop part is executed. Otherwise, then skip the body of the statement. In exit control loop, first time body of the loop is executed, then after condition is checked. If condition is true, then after again body of the part is executed. Now first we learn while and while loop. It is entry control loop. It means first check the condition. If condition is true, then execute the body of the loop. This is the general statement of while loop. While, then space condition, and then write body of statement. And the end while is used to end the while loop. Here condition is first checked. If condition is true, then body of the statement will be executed. After executed body of the statement, the condition is again checked, and if it is true, then the statement in the body of the loop is executed again. This process of repeated execution of the body continue until the condition become false. The while and while statement functionally is the same as do while loop. Now this is the example of while and while loop. Now we using this loop to print 1 to 5 number. So first we declare variable, our variable name is I and data type is integer, and give its starting value 1. Then apply while and while loop. While, then we give condition I less than or equal 5. Then we print using right line function I value. Then increase the I value using equation I is equal to I plus 1. Then we close this loop, write and while word, and then we write read function, then ends up and end module to close this program. Now this program perform console application in Visual Studio. This is the same program of while and while loop to print 1 to 5 number. Now first we declare I variable, then apply while and while loop, and then give the condition I less than or equal 5. If condition is true, then execute body of the loop to print I value 1 to 5, and then increase the I value I is equal to I plus 1. If our condition is false, like I value is 6, then it execute next statement. Now run this program. So we display the output. We show the I value print 1 to 5 number. Second type looping is do while loop. It is an entry control loop statement. The general syntax of do while loop statement is do while, then give condition, then write body of the statement, and we closing this loop, then we write loop word. Here condition is first check. If condition is true, then body of the statement will be executed. After executed body of the statement, the condition is again checked, and if it is true, then the statement in the body of the loop is executed again. This process of repeated execution of the body continue until the condition become false. This is the example of do while loop. Here we print 1 to 5 number using do while loop. Now we first declare variable I. Its data type is integer and I value is 1. Now we apply do while loop, do while, then give the condition I less than or equal 5. Then we body of the loop write the statement to print the I value, then using write line function, then print the I value, then increase the I value using I is equal to I plus 1 equation, and then end this loop. We write loop word, and then read key function to display the output. Now perform this program in console application in Visual Studio. This is our program to using do while loop to print 1 to 5 number using do while loop. Here we first declare I variable whose give value is 1 and data type is integer. Then apply the do while loop, do while, then give condition I less than or equal 5. Then body of the loop we write the I value, then using write line function, and then increase the I value, then using equation I is equal to I plus 1. Then closing this loop we write loop word. Now run this program to show the output. This is our output. We show the display the 1 to 5 number of I variable. The third looping type is do until loop. It is entry control loop. The general syntax of do until loop is do, then space, then write until, then space, we write condition, then we write body of the statement, then closing the loop we use loop word. Here condition is checked first. If it is false, then the body of the loop are executed. Otherwise stop the loop and execute the next statement. This process of the repeated execution of the body continue until the condition become true. The main difference of do while loop and do until loop is the do while loop execute when the condition is true, and do until loop execute when the condition is false. This is the example of do until loop. Here we same print 1 to 5 number using do until loop. Now we first declare variable I, then give its value 1. Here we apply do until loop. Then we write do until loop, and then we write false condition to print 1 to 5 number. So we write I greater than or equal 6 number. So it is display 1 to 5 number, because do until loop execute when the condition is false. So we print 1 to 5 number, we give the false condition. So then we display 1 to 5 number, we using right line function to use display I value, and then increase the I value. Then we write I is equal to I plus 1 equation. Then closing the loop, we write loop word. Now we perform this program in console application. Here we write same program in console application. We print 1 to 5 number using do until loop. Now we take I variable, it's give the value 1, then apply do until loop and give false condition I greater than or equal 6. Then print the I value we using right line function, and then print I variable value, and then increase the I variable value. We write I is equal to I plus 1 equation, and then closing this loop we write loop word. Then we run this program. So this is our output to print 1 to 5 number. Suppose we write 5 number, and then we run this program. So we show the output to display 1 to 4 number. Fourth looping type is do loop while. It is exit control loop. The general syntax of do while loop is do, then write body of the statement, then last we write loop while, and then give the condition. Here first body is executed and then condition is checked. If the condition is true, then the body is executed again. This process of repeated execution of the body continue until the condition become false. The body is executed at least once again if the condition is false first time. Now the example of do loop while is, now we print 1 to 5 number using do loop while, then we take variable I whose data type is integer and give the value 1, the starting value to print 1 to 5 number. Then we write do while loop. Then first we write do word, then we print 1 to 5 number using right line function, then give the variable I, then increase the I value. We write I is equal to I plus 1 equation, and last we write end of this looping loop word, then while word, and give condition I less than or equal 5, because we print 1 to 5 number. Now perform this program to console application. We write same program in console application. First we write I variable, then apply do while loop using the condition I less than 5, and then print 1 to 5 number, then using right line function and increase I value. We write I is equal to I plus 1 equation. Then run this program. This is the output of our program. This is the print 1 to 4 number, because we not write I less than or equal symbol. So we write equal symbol, then save, and then again run this program. So our output is display 1 to 5 number of I variable. Now the next loop is do loop until. It is exit control loop statement. The general syntax of do loop until is do, then body of the statement, then closing this loop we write loop until, then give the last condition. In this statement, first body of the loop executed, then after condition is checked. If condition is false, then the second time execute the body of the loop. Otherwise, stop the loop and execute the next statement. Now see the example of do until loop. Now we print 1 to 5 number using do loop until statement. Now we first declare variable I, its give value 1, then apply do loop until, then we write do word, then body of the statement, we write the print the I variable using right line function, then increase the I variable using I is equal to I plus 1 equation, and last we write loop until, then give condition I greater than or equal 6, means we give the false condition to print 1 to 5 number. Now let's see the example to run console application. Here we write same program in to print 1 to 5 number using do loop until loop. First we declare I variable, its give value 1 and data type is integer. Then apply do loop until, then body of the statement we write to print I variable using right line function and increase the I value using I is equal to I plus 1 equation. Then last we write loop until, then give the false condition I greater than or equal 6. Suppose we give true condition, this loop is not working. So we give false condition to print 1 to 5 number. Now run this program. This is our output. We show the print 1 to 5 number of I variable. The next looping is for next loop. It is entry control loop. It means first check the condition. If condition is true, then after execute body of the loop. Now the general syntax of for next loop is we write first forward, then give the initial value of variable, then write to word and then give ending value of variable, and then write step word and then give increment / decrement value of variable. Then write body of the loop statement, and after closing this loop we write next word. Here the step increment / decrement is an optional. Then initialization of the control variable is done first. Then the value is checked. If the value is in between starting value and ending value, then the body of the loop is executed. After executing body, increment or decrement of variable is done and the value of variable is checked again. If the value is in between starting value and ending value, then the body is executed again. This process of repeated execution of the body continue until the value of variable get out the range of starting value and ending value. Now the step increment or decrement is not passed, then it is assumed to have an increment by 1 value. Now see the example of for next loop. This is the example of for next loop to print 1 to 5 number using for next loop. Now first we declare variable I and then write for next loop. Then for loop we give the initial value of variable I. So we write I is equal to 1. Then we write to word and then give ending value of I variable. So we write 5 value. Now body of the loop we display 1 to 5 number of I variable, so we write right line function to print value of I variable, then giving the message, and then closing this loop we write next word. Now perform this program in console application. We open Visual Studio and write this program in console application. So this is our program to print 1 to 5 number using for next loop. First we declare I variable, then we write for next looping statement, then we write forward, then I variable give the initial value 1, then give the ending value 5, and body of the loop we write one right line function using to give the I variable message, and then output to display the 1 to 5 number, and then closing this loop we write next word. Now run this program. So this is our output, give to show 1 to 5 number of I variable. Now reverse this program, we print 5 to 1 number. So first we give initial value of 5 and ending value is 1. Now decrement the 1 value, so we can write step word, then decrease 1 value, so we write -1, then we write this program to display 5 to 1 number. This is our output, so our output is display I variable value is 5 to 1. The last looping is for each next loop. It is entry control loop. This looping is used for accessing and manipulating all elements in array or a VB.NET collection. The general syntax of for each next loop is we write first for each word, then elements in array or collection. Then we write body of the loop statement, then ending this loop we write next word. For each next loop is similar to for next loop, but for each next loop represent a group of statements for each element in an array or VB.NET collection. This is the example of for each next loop. So we can write 1 to 5, we can display 1 to 5 number. So we can first declare variable I as integer data type, and we declare as array. My array name is A and it is data type is integer, and give the initial value 1 to 5. So then we write for each next loop, then apply syntax for each, then give elements name means I variable, then we write in word and give the value of array variable, so we write A variable, and body of the statement we write right line using right line function to display 1 to 5 number, and closing this loop we write next word. Now perform this program in console application. To open Visual Studio and write this program in console application. So we first declare I variable and then we declare array and give its initial value 1 to 5. Then apply for each next loop. So we first for each word write and then give elements give the variable name I. Then we write in word and then give array variable A, and print the 1 to 5 number using right line function, and then closing this loop we write next word. Now run this program. So we can show the output I variable value is 1 to 5. In this program, A is an integer type array which contain element 1 to 5. The loop represents for each element of an array A, and I is a variable which contain element during the repeating of loop. So print 1 to 5 number of I variable. Thank you so much for watching this video.